Here's just a little brief history of the unleavened bread, or what we call flatbread. The difference between the leavened bread and unleavened bread is the leaven itself. And what the leaven does, it biologically changes the dough. It traps little bubbles inside of the dough, and it warms it up and causes it to rise. And one of the reasons they call it the poor man's bread is because it's easy to make. All you need is flour and water, and you don't need any time to make it rise. With leavened bread, you need a little bit of time. It takes a couple hours or maybe even a half day, depending on the weather, for it to rise. So if you don't have time for the bread to rise, then the flatbread is an easy alternative. It was also, just by a side note, it was also the same bread that Christ used in the Last Supper when he said, "Take, eat, this is my body." And it's still a point of contention in the Eastern and Western Church today, and the Orthodox believe that you need to add a little leaven for the new lump, because they didn't want to emulate the Old Testament. And the Western Church, or the Catholic Church, uses unleavened bread. And just as the Israelis coming out of Egypt said that leaven was sin, and even during the Seder dinner there's a hunt for leaven in the house to make sure that the house is pure and clean. So there's a lot of tradition behind leaven and unleavened bread, and it's definitely worth a little study.